Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Anarchy Arena Podcast, episode 4. This is a super exciting episode. We finally get our very first guest on the show, and it was a hell of a conversation. Super interesting, super fun. I am so happy you guys get to hear this. Hopefully you enjoy it, and please make sure to check out our guest, who I'm leaving as a surprise until you listen to the actual show. So let's get right to that. Here we are with our very first guest on this Episode 4 of the Anarchy Arena Podcast, How to Game Without Guilt. Hey everyone, I'm Chris the Metal Barrett.
And I'm Extreme Master.
And of course, I'm John the Joker.
And I'm Vic, GuiltlessGaming.
Holy crap, we've got a fourth voice. That's right, we did it. We have our first official guest here on the Anarchy Arena Podcast. Please welcome Vic, aka GuiltlessGaming, aka once described on this very show as the most wholesome Twitch streamer on the interwebs, aka, as we know her personally, BikeGirl. Vic, thanks so much for coming on. We're super stoked to have you as our first guest. This is going to be awesome. Really happy to have you here. But for those who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself and what kind of streaming you do.
Well, first of all, obviously, thank you for having me. Very kind of you. And also, wow, most wholesome streamer on the interwebs. I mean,
Man, yeah, you got
That's a direct quote from the first episode.
Yeah, it's
direct quote.
Yeah, the previous podcast, they were listening, they heard a certain someone super special say it. So, yeah, it's got to be true.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't know about that, but I'll take it. There's a lot of other lovely, wholesome streamers. Though I tend to also do this. I do this stupid voice a lot, so I'm sorry.
Great.
Yeah, it's something, isn't it? Quick and dirty. In my real life, I'm more or less a creative professional. I've been a designer for about 10 years. I've also done like photography and videography and digital marketing and brand marketing, whatever, the whole kit and caboodle. People tend to think of me as a cat lady, so we'll just get that one right out of the way. That label gets slapped on me really hard and fast. So let's just put that one out there.
All right.
And
to be fair, Vic, you kind of deserve that one.
Yes.
So why are you have a lot of cats?
Well, right now we have 3.
Well, that's not that many.
But at our peak we had 5.
5's getting there.
Okay, we're kind of pushing out 5's getting there. We're going to cat overload.
Yep, that's the border. Any more past 5, then you're getting towards cat lady for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, sounds like just putting that one out there. And then otherwise, I don't know. I'm pretty active. I wasn't always, but that is my perfect segue into I stream a variety of story-driven and or simulation-style games on Twitch, all from the comfort or discomfort of my stationary bike. I'm just a big supporter of encouraging people to incorporate healthier habits into their lives, whether that's just drinking more water or eating more vegetables or getting sleep or being more physically active, because basically it's like have your games, but stay fit too.
Dude, she's good. She already answered my one question I had. Like, what am I gonna do now, guys?
Well,
that's it. That's the podcast.
We're done.
So when did you decide to start streaming? Like, what motivated you to start streaming? And then what was it outside of your motivation to make people feel healthier? But like, when did you decide, like, I'm just gonna pedal on a bike while I game? Like, what made you think that is like something you should do?
Good question.
All right.
You can tell him if it wasn't. It's okay.
It was a horrible question, actually.
Yes!
We win, John. We win.
Dude, she's a hater. She's good.
She can hang.
Exactly.
So my journey to Twitch spans a few years, actually. I'm sure my husband got frustrated with me being like, I'm going to stream and then not doing it. And he's like, when the heck are you actually going to finally stream? Stop talking about it and just do it. And I was like, yeah, but I was actually going to start streaming in late 2016 and just didn't. And I was just going to do what streamers typically do. I was going to sit at my desk and play games. But a bunch of stuff happened, life happened, and just things kind of got delayed. And I wasn't even doing the bike gaming thing yet. Like, that wasn't even a part of my life. So just I guess it was a little bit serendipitous. In early 2017, so it was the year the Switch came out, we talked about getting it. I was a little bit on the fence because the only game that was available was Breath of the Wild. And I know it's unpopular opinion, but I was never really big into the Zelda series. So I was
Dude, I'm not a big
Yes,
fan.
queen.
I'm not a big fan.
Yes,
Yeah, you're
queen.
good. You're
So-
good here in
so-
this world.
Well, half our audience just went away, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
I know, unfortunately.
I'll make up for it by saying Breath of the Wild is like one of my most favorite games ever now. So
It's a good game.
There's-
It is a good game.
yeah,
But I'm
it
not a
is-
huge
it's-
Zelda fan. So
yeah, it was never, it just wasn't a series that really caught me, really pulled me in. So I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe we should wait. But my husband was like, he ended up deciding we were getting the Switch the day it released. So he messaged me that morning, was like, oh, I got one. And I was like, okay, I guess.
well, and
Was he all like switch hard? 'Cause,
we know some of those people that bought like 3 of them just to have 3 of them in their house because they think it's cool.
We do.
We do, unfortunately, know that guy.
and he's
He
Canadian.
is.
He's a good burger boy.
A burger boy?
Berta.
Oh,
boy.
a Berta boy. I thought
Yeah,
it was a burger
he's a-
boy.
How do you say? Is it Hosier or Hoosier? It's a Hoosier.
A hoser.
Like the
It's Hoser, man.
Hoosier.
Hoosier is the state like of Indiana. Like, you're so far
Damn,
below the
right.
line.
That's
Like, you're way below that border, bro.
Yeah, it's Hosier. He's like your typical Hosier. He's, he's the don't you know, like hard, like real accented Canadian.
Oh! Don't let Vic fool you. Like, when she gets tired, those A's and I'm sorry's come out, and I'm like, ooh, look at that Canadian come out in you. Like,
It I might slip. I'm getting tired. It might happen.
right.
Yeah. So we got the Switch, and he started playing Breath of the Wild, and I sat there and I watched, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. Next thing I know, I am like absolutely sucked in face first. Can't get away from it. I love it. I just want to play hours and hours and hours of it. And I'm a designer. I work a desk job. I sit all damn day, and I would come home and I would just continue to sit and play Breath of the Wild, and I started to feel guilty. And a number of years before that, we had bought a couple stationary bikes because we just lived in a strange part of town where we couldn't really get out to take walks. Like, we were on a main road, and so we bought these stationary bikes so that the rule in our house was if we wanted to watch TV, we had to get on the bike, basically. And
no way,
well, and at the time, like,
Billy hears that, he's like, well, fuck that house.
dude. I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, that's dedication, dude. That's good.
well, what Vic's not telling you is that's how she actually powered her TV. So she literally had.
Damn.
to
I
watch
had
TV.
to
different.
bike.
Yeah, dude. If you had to power your TV, that would be awesome. Yeah, dude, pedal that fucking bike.
Yeah, living off the grid, just had to pedal my bike for power.
That's
I want
funny.
lights on tonight. I got to get on there.
So that's the start of how you gamed with bikes.
Sort of, yeah. So it was like
That's
when
interesting, man. I just
I started
never met
feeling,
someone that
yeah.
did that.
Yeah, no. So when I started feeling guilty about all that, I was like, hey, you know what we used to do? We used to bike and watch TV. I'm like, why the heck can't I play games? So I like hauled the bike up into the living room and climbed on, and my husband started calling my biking and game time Guiltless Gaming, and that just kind of spiraled from there.
Dang, and that's how you get the name. Okay.
Mhm,
See, that whole
mhm.
bike thing ties into all of it. That's tight. I like that.
That's a much better origin story to the Twitch name than
Oh,
mine.
mine too.
Was like, mine was like, that was what my Xbox Live gamer tag was. That's the end of it. Like, no, it's just, I was John the Joker. There was another one I thought was edgy. I'll be John the Joker 13.
Yeah, I got Extreme Master because it was the time I was living with Nathan. And those of you that don't know Nathan, he was like my best friend of all time. And he still is there. We're not going into that one. But we were living together at the time, and I came home with 3 of the extra strength monsters. Like the ones that come in a skinny can are like the extra, like concentrated, like strength, like the size of like a normal Red Bull can. And he goes
like the Uber monsters.
like, yeah, they're just like called Extreme or whatever.
Okay.
Like they're just basically like 2 in 1 can, super concentrated.
The stuff they don't make anymore.
Yeah, they don't make it anymore. So, and then I came home with like 3 of them, and we were gaming. I think we were playing Fallout New Vegas, and because it was new then. I know we're old, but
Shh, don't tell our secrets.
And he goes, "Was a regular monster not enough?" I said, "Bruh, the regular monsters are water to me. Like I don't know what you mean. Like this is better though. This is This is extreme." And he was like, "You always take shit too far. If there's something has to be better for you. You just can't be settled with anything." He was like, "You're the like extreme master of like everything," and like it like came out that way. And I was like, you know what? I like it. I'm gonna go with extreme master, and that was where that was born for me. And then I just ran with it. Because and it went into other things other than energy drinks. It was way more than energy drinks. That was just a primo example that was easy to say because it went into more things: drug related, alcohol related, everything in between.
So, I was about to say,
whenever
Billy
it doesn't matter what. It could
life.
be a damn video game that, like, if like it. Like back then, it was like there's a $60 package, but there's a $129 package where you get the thing. Like I would get that because like I was like, well, if this is good and this is better, and I would like play that game. Like I always went too far with shit. Like, and that's so it just like it led up to him saying that, and that's how I got my name. And I was like,
so that makes you the embodiment of the statement: if one is good, 4 is better.
Exactly. See, now you're feeling me.
That's not always a good thing, but okay.
It's not always a good
moderation,
thing
moderation.
Yeah, you tell him, Mama Vic. Like, no. Legitimately though, and hey, Chris, if you want to tell how you got your name, you're more than welcome to.
I mean, it's really easy. I needed a new email account because my Hotmail account was
Chris.
from like 2012.
Hotmail?
Yeah,
Hotmail?
Hotmail was my first email account after, the AOL craze died back in the day. I don't even remember what that email was. Jesus. It was my first email account not associated with my parents' internet service, and I was a super quote unquote edgy little punk kid who listened to way too much Anti-Flag, so my MSN screen name was related to that. I'm like, okay, that needs to go away. I need to stop using that. Well, I like metal, and my last name's Barrett. The Metal Barrett sounds cool. Fuck it, I'll go with that. That'll just be my everything, and that's it. That's my origin story. It's about as cool as John's.
I love you guys.
So basically, Vic, what we're trying to tell you is that if there was going to be a film adaptation for the best online name, I think.
Oh yeah,
Hands down.
Oh yeah.
That little like Disney short, the 5 minutes before a movie.
Yeah, like you're a Pixar short.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody make that happen.
What a cool thing.
Somebody make
That should
happen.
totally happen. Oh my god, that
All right,
would be
Billy,
so dope.
Billy,
dude.
I'll talk to
What
my
would
people.
the
Dude, yeah,
heartbreaking
find people
part be?
that-
Those films always make you cry. We're like, is it gonna be like I break my leg and I can't bike, and I'm like,
But they have
My
a happy ending.
dreams!
though.
Broken leg already, you can't do
They
that.
always have a happy ending though. You're just not ready for it.
No, wait. I have the perfect ending. Okay,
Okay.
perfect
Right?
ending because this is what we can all relate to as streamers / forward streamers. So it's the end of the stream. You turn off your stream. And you let out that big sigh of like, oh my god, I've 3 hours of gaming. I'm so exhausted and tired. And like you also have like that little bit of doubt, like should I really keep going? And all of a sudden, like a DM pops up, and it's like, hey, I noticed that you were biking. I've taken that into into my own personal life. I've been wanting to take better care of myself, and this is what I've been doing since you've been streaming. It shows a before picture where it's like a big dude, and then the after picture is like this like happier, skinnier dude, and then you're like, okay, yeah, streaming's worth it. See, boom,
God.
I can make money.
Yep, there it is, right there. There won't be a dry eye in the house of whatever kids movie that goes before. Probably Toy Story 8.
And then it's like multiple DMs of different people saying the same thing.
Just popping up all over the screen.
Because I feel like Vic, you're like one of the few streamers that I watch. Period. Now, but
Thank
before,
you.
the reason why is because it's like you're what streaming should be, and I said this on the first episode. You're what streaming should be. You're more about community orientated, like content. You're less about making the money, which I feel like has always been the downfall of Twitch the last couple of years. Do you agree with me on that, or do you look at it differently?
Well, no, streaming for me, getting into it was always, I went into it with the mentality of it being a hobby. It's not a be all end all. It's not going to be my career. I wanted to get online, not only to share the concept of, hey, you can exercise while you play a game and do something good for yourself. Two things good for you. You can have fun mentally and also do something good for yourself physically. But I also just wanted to meet people, and like I love people's stories and backgrounds, and everybody has such a unique side to themselves. Everybody has been shaped by so many years of whatever. So it's like I just wanted to meet more people again from around the world and just
that is such an optimistic outlook. America should really listen to that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, she is the most wholesome streamer on Twitch.
That is the most
right
genuine
there.
thing I think I've heard in years. Oh my God.
That's
cool, man. Like that's literally how that's what got me started. Like that's literally like the motivation that kind of got me started, and like why I started streaming so heavy, and why I instantly thought of John. And then at the time I told John, I didn't even know Chris was really around, and then Chris started doing it, and it was like, this is dope. And it kind of worked out that way. But that was, and then we all fell in love for the same reason, like where we wanted to meet people, but we got tainted a little bit.
We did.
Well, it happens
because
though.
it's a mixture of meeting people, and also, unfortunately,
giving you money.
Once see, and I hate money, man. You guys know me. I hate talking about money, and I hate money, like in the sense of any discussion. But it happens. It happens because that is super motivation. But like, should it be? Because it really shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like the stream, like that should never be like your motivation.
Yeah, I don't even think
it's really gross.
Do you even have a donation link? Like, I've never seen a donation link. Do you even have one on your stream?
I have the opportunity to donate exists, but I don't promote it.
Wow.
Are you in
that's
you're
wild.
an affiliate? Yeah, so people could sub.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's the way. Yeah. So I mean, definitely go sub to her minimum. Jesus.
Yeah. At the very least, at least follow her and watch her like for one stream, because I promise you, watching her after one stream, you'll want to like her. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt.
I will,
but. Well, all right.
I just feel like someone.
Well, here goes.
I just feel like someone.
There goes that wholesome moment. But like the energy you give off is very healing. It's very positive compared to like what most of the people like. I'll be the first one to admit, I was a guy on Twitch. Anytime I would see a girl streamer, I was just like, oh fuck this. They're doing this for the money, and they're horrible people. They're just sitting on just chatting, and all they're doing is collecting money from sad, desperate, dudes who can't talk to anybody. And it always like felt bad to me. But when I entered, it is aggressive. It is aggressive, and it's the way I see it. I have feelings, and I feel strongly about them.
My name is John, and I have feelings.
Yes.
Hi, John.
but like the positivity you give out, it's infectious, and you can see it in her streams. You can see it in her Discord. Like it's nice to see it, because and we talked about this on the first episode when we were talking about streaming, and I wanted to bring you in on this because I wanted your perspective, because we're all three guys. Like we're all three guys. We deal with the same stuff. Like I'm fat, so people make fun of me for being fat on Twitch. These other two, like I don't know, they were made fun of too.
Yeah, we've all got our things, but I see where you're going with this, and this is definitely something I wanted to touch on too. So I'm glad you're bringing this up.
How do you feel as a female streamer? Do you feel like you get like either preferential treatment, or do you feel like you're judged even more harshly, or do you feel like you have to walk on more, like you're walking on eggs more than anything else? Like how do you feel as a female streamer on Twitch?
I have been trying to come up with some sort of eloquent response to this question, because I know you warned me that this was coming.
Yeah, I wanted you to think about it.
And like,
You gave her warning. That's not the John I know.
he gave me just about that. Just about that.
Yeah, but what he didn't do was warn her about the two of us, which is what he should have done.
Dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
It's
But,
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It's like one of those
It's
things where it's a constant battle with female streamers. I mean, do you feel like you're in the mix? Like you have to prove different, or I think that's kind of the synopsis. Like, is it something you feel like you have to battle, or do you just do your own thing and fuck it?
I see. I think that's the thing. I think I do so much of my own thing that I'm just like, F it.
I love you. God damn it. Just say it. Just say it. It's okay.
Well, think about. I get online 2 times a week, and I get sweaty and disgusting, and I don't care. So
That is some
like,
This is true.
serious confidence, though.
I don't know. Like I eventually get back to my desk and my bangs are plastered to my face and I laugh about it and I'm like, oh look at him, I'm so pretty. I don't know. Like I don't care. Like if you come by and you're like, oh, who's this? I'd be like, whatever. Who cares? I at the same time, I'm also older. Like I'm not the beautiful, lovely 22-year-old streamer on Twitch. I'm in my 30s and I've been married for like 10 years and I'm not there. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm like,
no, go ahead. No,
No,
I
go
wanna
ahead.
hear
Say
this.
it. Say it. We're all thinking it.
I'm not there to be like fawned over. I'm here with a very specific message and to have fun. And it's like,
I want
I
attention.
don't-
Tell me I'm pretty. Tell me
You're,
I'm
you're obviously
pretty.
too
Do you
wholesome to say
do
it.
you
So
see
we'll say it
these?
for you.
You
You're
see
not
these?
here on Twitch to be like, here's my tits, give me money.
Look,
not why
they're
you're there.
So
Yeah.
big.
Oh, that-
What
that's
do you
the-
think? $5 worth?
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
keep going.
I'm going to do yoga and bend over 5,000 times, hit my sub button.
That's it.
That's not who you
But
are.
I'm so pretty.
I don't. I like. Here's the thing. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen Vic in a tank top, like ever.
oh,
She's
yeah,
always
I've
got like
watched
a
her
nice,
streams
nice
many a
long
times,
shirt, a nice long shirt, nice yoga pants, and she's wearing
Surfing,
socks. And I'm like,
normal.
man, everything that some guy could thirst over, she's got covered. Good job.
but there's nothing wrong with a lady who wants to wear those things either. There's not.
I sense a butt coming on.
So,
No, I just choose not to. I mean, that's just my own personal comfort. Like I'm working out. Like I have my preference for what I like to wear when I work out, and I've never been a tank top person. Like that's just my own preference. Like it's just the way that I prefer to dress when I do things. So
when girls stream and they are super revealing,
mhm.
and it's really obvious, right? Because there are
Mhm.
some that are super obvious. Some of them are just kind of, they're streaming, they're just built that way, and it's kind of just a side effect. That's definitely a thing. But some girls definitely influence certain areas. Like, what do you think about that? Like, do you think they're gross and they shouldn't be there? Or do you think they're like, I mean, I don't know, girl, you gotta go show it off. Like, how do you feel?
Probably the latter, honestly.
I mean, it,
Maybe
I
not,
mean,
maybe not.
Like, I mean, honestly, where do I get off telling anybody what to do? Like,
She's
if that's what you want to do it. Like,
She's good.
there's too much of that in this world right now. People pointing fingers and being like, "You shouldn't do that." Who cares? Like, unless you're hurting
Dude,
somebody.
Yeah, I think I really like that point of view. Who cares?
Mhm.
And so, like, what I'm gonna throw on top of that is like the top like 20. I think we went through top 20 the other day when I was looking.
we did.
But it was like the top 20. Like none of the what you would consider a titty streamer is there.
Which I hate that term. I
So-
legitimately I hate.
But
TV
that's
streamer.
that's
Hold on, let me go on a fucking.
genre.
Hold on. Let me go on a rant.
Oh
here.
no.
I hate. Vic, you've never heard this.
This is
Vic,
going to be
you've
an
never heard
extended
this.
episode, apparently.
Ooh, yeah, sirens going off.
I legitimately hate the term titty streamer because to me it's the most sexist term in the lexicon of
It is.
internet speak. Which to me, that's that you're in big company there. To say that someone's a titty streamer because she wears a low tank top and she plays video games, that's not what a titty streamer is. A titty streamer is a girl that goes on certain adult websites, has legitimate goals for you to donate to, so you can get see parts of her anatomy that may or may not sexually arouse you. That's my very nice way of putting that over.
You did great.
Thank you.
That was very well spoken.
For all those guys sitting at home who have just taken their Blue Chew pill.
Oh
we
my
missed it last
God!
week. I got
There's
it in
another
this time.
plug of that one. All right.
We're not going to do the usual ad for Blue Chew. This is a special episode.
That was it.
But to me, it's
I
like
love it.
they hate on them because they're like, oh, they're taking views away from me. They're taking views away from me. No, I'm sorry. Your boring stream where you play League of Legends and don't talk to chat, it's not losing viewers because some girl's wearing a tank top. The reason why you're losing viewers, and by the way, you're not losing viewers because you never had them in the first place.
Bingo.
The reason why you're losing viewers is because you're not entertaining and you're not the best in the world at League. So guess what? If you're not the best in the world at something, and if you're not entertaining, you're not going to get viewers. Sorry. All right, that's the end of my rant.
Well, it's fair. It's a fair point. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
Depending on your perspective and the way that you see things and the way you live your life, it's often human nature to not hold yourself accountable. You want to point fingers and blame everyone else for your problems. Well, I'm not popular on Twitch because that pretty girl over there has a tank top on. Oh, like, that's such BS.
Right. Because like,
I agree.
The reason why you have no like, it literally irritates the shit out of me because I feel like people would rather blame the fact that they're not famous on other things besides I have no work ethic, I don't keep a schedule, and I play games that are oversaturated. That's what happens on Twitch. If you're playing Fortnite and you play it like once or twice a week and you don't really have a schedule, guess what? You're not gonna make it. Sorry. Sorry. That's John Rant point.
You're curious on the
You're fine. I mean,
on the Fortnite thing, Gillis. So you mostly play RPG style games, right? Like pretty immersive kind of storytelling games, right?
Yep. That's what I like to stick to.
Do you have you ever been or are you interested in playing like competitive games like like first person shooters like Call of Duty or PUBG or anything like that? And like, why do you stay away from them if you don't like them?
Oh, Billy, you about to get
like
dunked
this.
on.
No,
Go,
it's good.
go.
I just want to hear what you have to say.
I don't know. There's no dunking here. I mean, I do enjoy a good FPS, but I feel like still there are certain games that I have found I like playing on stream versus not. And I enjoy an FPS game, but I like to keep those to myself. I like to keep those for my own time. That's so I can just completely tune in. I can focus on it. I can play. I can have fun. And I'm not feeling the pressure to engage anybody. I'm not feeling the pressure to try and keep up with chat because that becomes very difficult in those types of games.
God, she's too good.
Story-driven games have their own challenges because you have so many cutscenes and you have
no, you're right.
so many breaks but for me, the way I see it and why I prefer then the story side is I feel like we're more or less going on a journey together and we're able to experience a story together where if you take it to something like PUBG or Fortnite or whatever, okay, you're watching me be a scrub because I'm not good. I enjoy them, but I'm not good. No one's gonna one, want to watch that. And then two, I love talking to the people that come by. That's why I stream. So
Dude,
like dope. Even what I think like one night I played Death Garden and I was having a lot of fun because a lot of people didn't know what it was. So I love introducing games to people. But the whole time I'm also like stressing out because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can see out the corner of my eye, like chat's just going by and I can't see it until I'm done. And so I've done it once.
See, that's really,
I felt that first point really hard.
Yeah.
You know, you get on, you play a game and you're a
Right.
total scrub. That one hits me in the feels. Don't be so quick to answer that one, Billy.
and
Jesus.
what she said is so true. Like there's no dunking on there.
Oh, 100%.
Like what she just said. Because even as a guy that took competitive games very seriously, and I streamed them because I wanted to show off like what I thought I was doing was really well. Like I thought I was doing really well. So I streamed competitive games because I was like, hey, check my aim out. Like I think it's pretty dope, right? Even with that mentality though, you're right. I can't read chat. if I play at that level,
Yeah.
like when I'm in it, and it sucks because I started streaming focusing on chat. And I didn't start streaming playing FPSs. Like that's not what I intended. Like most of my streams were survival games and RPGs. And really it wasn't survival games. It was a survival game, aka Rust. But that was why, and in even Rust though, I mean, I could read chat easy. I was just so familiar with the game and everything. I could read chat. And that was like the premise I built off of. I went to competitive once I kind of realized that like I still got it, like in my head, you know. I mean, I didn't really have anything because I'm still here not gaming professionally, so obviously I'm nothing. But you know, I had this mentality of, you know, maybe people will like what I do, and then so I went down that path. But you're right. I mean, it's super hard to keep up with chat in a competitive game, play competitive, and be engaging at the same time. And that for us that do dwell on that, that's a con, and that was always something that burned me like in the back of my brain was I'm not keeping up with chat well enough, and that sucks. Like I hate that feeling.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it wasn't a dunk on. It wasn't a dunk.
No.
That was like an
that
alley
wasn't-
oop on, y'all. You got glass in your face.
That
and the
wasn't
rim
no
came down
alley
and then-
oop. Get out of here, dude. Whatever, bro. She
And
didn't
then
just
like,
complete shit on competitive games.
No, not at all.
No, well, it's like so. It's
I like it, John.
it's
Dude,
one
you
of
should be
those,
an announcer.
everyone's going to have their own reason for being on the platform, and obviously, there's a lot of people who are streaming like competitive style FPS, and whatever their reason is for being there, I don't know. You run into these cases, right? Of like, yeah, the people that are just sitting there and they're focused on their game and they're not engaging with anybody at all. Like even so, like my husband plays Apex Legends.
Oh my.
And
Wow. I'm sorry. I didn't even know I said that out loud. I'm not even gonna lie right now, dude. I'm so sorry. Just keep going. That's my bad. I didn't mean for that. That's just diarrhea of the mouth. I didn't mean for that to come out.
it's fine. It's fine. You can like or hate what you want.
Burned so quick, dude.
John will not hesitate to fuck me up. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my gosh. But like no, like the point is like so he plays and so he had this like story of I don't know, it was a few weeks ago. He was playing against somebody and they, like some people do, had their Twitch handle in their name. And
Oh, yo, you mean that .tv?
Yep.
.tv.
Whatever
Yeah.
it was. So
Suck,
whatever it
man.
was, that the person killed him. So he's like, so he decided to check out his stream just for kicks.
Fuck.
So he brings it up and he's like, oh, like he likes to go and he likes to engage with these people, right? So he's like, hey, and you just killed me. He's like, the guy like didn't even like look over, didn't acknowledge his comment, nothing. And he's like, okay, like trying. And that's happened to him a few times where he's like, tried to engage with these people and he's like nope, none of them have anything to say, and it's like, okay.
Well, it's funny though because like it's always the guys with TTTV in their name, like they're the ones that are like, oh yeah, I'm a streamer, and you go watch their stream and it is like poorly lit, horrible mic, and they're just standing there like gaming, and you're like,
It's
hey man, how you
90%.
doing? I saw your handle. Yeah, 90% of them.
easy.
Well, that's also
They're
90%
like
of Twitch.
dead eye
That's-
serial killer.
Well, and they're like, I'm Shroud, bitch. You just don't know it yet. That's what they're thinking. That's like that
Right.
guy. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm Shroud. I'm trying to show I'm Shroud. Like, but they're not. Like,
no, you're shrouded is what you are.
Right.
Shrouded in
Good
shit.
play, Chris. Good play.
I was gonna come up with a joke. I was gonna say you're not Shroud. You're barely even Justin. But I like Chris's joke better.
Damn.
Ew.
Anyways, you're barely Shorty.
Oh my god. Oh my god, goddamn.
he needs some milk.
This guy can't even
But-
get around
but-
the corner, goddamn.
but no, like I've actually been in a voice chat with her while she's playing a competitive shooter. I think she was playing Paladins or something like
That's
that.
not competitive. Shut up. I'm
Wow,
sorry. All right, my
boy.
bad.
So
Again,
much
I'm
shade
so sorry.
tonight,
No, I'm
Jesus.
sorry. I take it back. It can be. Go on.
Anyways, and so she's sitting there, she's like, oh no, there you are. Oh, sorry, I gotcha. And I was like, this is completely different from every time I've ever played a shooter.
Because when we played pubs, it was like, that motherfucker got me. God damn it, son of a bitch, you're throwing the controller. I swear to God, John broke his controller one night.
Oh, I did.
She's over here like, I got you. Sorry.
Oops.
To be honest with you, the one game I'm surprised I never broke a controller playing was Cuphead. Holy hell, I'm surprised I never broke it. Because there were times where I was like gripping the controller.
Dude,
and
I had to stop watching your stream. I was getting frustrated and I wasn't playing the damn game. Cuphead is so hard, and I can tell it's so hard. Like it was watching you. I don't even know what I would have done different. Like I would have known. It's like, fuck. How did you just die right there, dude? Yeah, I would have broke a controller playing Cuphead, and there's a reason why I never bought it.
So anyways, if you want to look at, it would have been a really good stream. I would have paid money to see that.
Right.
But if you want to watch Vic stream Cuphead, make sure you go to
twitch.tv/. Vic, play
Not
that
happening.
shit. Play it.
You
You can totally bike and play Cuphead. Come on.
Oh my
I'd be
gosh,
worried that she'd,
biking and Cuphead.
She dropped the bike.
I would finally fall off.
There's one
It would
day,
finally happen.
There's one day
It's
out of the
it's
week
been
you
close.
don't bike in game. Isn't it Sundays? You don't
It's
bike
true.
in
I
game?
have. It's true. I have lazy Sunday.
You
where
have
we don't
lazy
bike.
Sunday, yeah. So you could do it then, where you're not on a bike, and then you could just get a controller and just fucking try to outdo
What
John.
a lazy Sunday indeed.
I was about to say that's the opposite of a lazy Sunday. Because let me tell you something. I wish I was wearing a heart rate monitor while playing that game.
Dude,
Right?
Because it would have just been like 180, 180,
I
180.
bet,
like,
man. That shit was tough. Like, it's like watching a Dark Souls streamer. You know, if you ever watch Dark Souls, you know they play the same thing over and over again 18 times because it takes them that long
Yep.
to beat the thing. It's like that with John, but it like hurt my soul because it's like I couldn't even help the bro. Like I couldn't do anything. Like it's like I don't even think I couldn't have done as good as you did. You know, Dark Souls. I always feel like I was like, God, how did you not dodge that? Like you could totally predict it. Cuphead, nah, dude. When I was watching John, I was like, you know what? I don't want to play this. I know I couldn't beat it.
There's a
no
reason
way.
why I got to the end of that game. I got to the end of that game and was like, no, I'm good.
You never
I
beat
walk
it?
away.
Oh,
No, still haven't beat it. You don't understand,
Dang,
dude.
I thought that
Like,
was like your goal. Like you were gonna get there. Are you at it?
I still want to. I still want to beat it. Like I'm like 2 bosses away from beating that
That's
game.
funny.
But
Really, don't you feel unfulfilled?
all right, listen, guys.
Get him,
You got
Vic.
that close.
Listen.
Get him, Vic.
Notice I'm saying silent. I have to live with him, so
But yeah, no, it's funny though because the way I got introduced to Vic is through our mutual friend Wolf because we're friends on Twitch, and I was like, I looked to see who she was watching because I was bored one night. And I was like, GuiltlessGaming, who the hell is that? And I turned it on, and I was like, okay, she's riding a bike. Like, what's so damn special about
Was
this?
I riding a bike the first time?
I think you were riding a bike the first time I watched you.
Okay.
Because I was like, she's riding a bike. That's the reason why I got the name BikeGirl. Because, no, legitimately, because Jesse was like, who is that? Who's that, girl on the bike? I was like, it's BikeGirl. Defender of the North.
Basically.
So that's the reason why we call you BikeGirl in the house. And to me, watching you stream was like, it was refreshing. It made me really thoroughly enjoy watching streams again. Which I want to say thank you. I also want to say thank you for another thing, and I think I've told you this times before, but I want to get it on the podcast. She's 100% serious when she's talking about that. Trying to convince people to live a healthy lifestyle. If you're in her Discord, she has multiple channels dedicated to, exercising, good, eating right. Very encouraging for that, and it's kind of the reason why I'm currently on my little bit of a health kick.
Yay, John.
And
Damn.
and I want to thank you for that though. I legitimately want to thank you because you're the one who inspired me to do that. You're the one who inspired me to go out and be like, hey, I need to stop treating my body like it's a vessel for my mind, and when the body dies, my brain's just gonna escape pod out. Because
wait,
that's not how
happens.
this.
Sorry.
No, that's not what
So-
happens,
Shit.
Chris.
No.
So interesting.
screwed.
So she's a health nut.
Not really a health
No?
nut. She's just more like a
Health conscious.
Health conscious,
conscious.
yeah. No, because I mean, I like my treats. I have my vices. I just
Okay.
I just try and balance it all. It's again, it's life in moderation. I'm not a health nut where I only eat vegetables and I don't eat sugar and I'm not like that at all.
Oh, okay.
It's just
You're not like a
enjoy your
nutritionalist.
No, it's like, you know what, enjoy your life. You've got
Right.
this one, enjoy it. But I guess for me, it's always been like once I was a bit of a slug through my teen years, especially like once I like really got into the computer and the internet and games, and I was big into building websites and whatever. Like I was just on the computer all the time. So I was a big slug through my teen years and my teen years.
Yay, team.
Team by myself. There's an I in this team, but
Damn, she beat me to it.
Got him.
but as I got into my 20s and became a little bit more aware of just like different nutritional needs and requirements and your body just feeling good or not feeling good. My mom had and continues to have a lot of health problems that I want to avoid. And it just became like, enjoy your life, but do so in a responsible way. Like give yourself the best shot to wake up every morning and feel good. Don't wake up and feel like, oh, I have a headache and I ache. And I mean, that's going to happen. It's life, but give yourself the best shot to feel good every day. Because when you feel good, life just feels better. Things just seem better. So
Yeah,
why
I mean,
wouldn't you do that
health-
for yourself?
One.
Like if you're struggling with like depressive states, and not everyone has depression, but everyone goes through depressive states.
I agree with
and
that.
if you're going through them a lot, change up your diet does a lot to help that. Like change up your diet, like eating less processed food. Chris and Billy, Chris, you've gotten better. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Don't
Billy,
start on
Keto
me.
these
Don't
last
you
two
Billy,
start on me, you
Billy,
motherfucker. Don't
no,
you
no, no,
fucking
no.
start on me.
This is the real reason. This is the real reason I brought Vic in. I wanted her
God.
to.
Okay, you know what, John? I'll
It's
play
called
with you.
peer
I'll play
pressure,
with,
Billy.
No, I'll play with this. I'll play with it. Okay, Vic. You got a guy
Oh,
who's
gosh.
single, who lives by himself. So whenever it comes to going grocery
He has a
shopping,
dog.
I do have a dog. She's awesome. My fucking
Okay.
heart.
Yo,
but-
cutie patootie.
Yeah, she's my everything. But that's beside the point because
Meow.
whenever I cook food, it's not for her. Okay. So you got a single guy, and he works,
Mhm.
basically a 9 to 5, 5 days a week,
Mhm.
typically 7. But
Mhm.
and I don't want to cook. Okay, we're talking about me, I guess. So I guess I'll throw the I was trying to throw a
Sure.
hypothetical scenario, but
We all know it's
so
you.
yeah,
It's okay.
everyone knows it's me. So I don't want to cook a lot because I don't like leftovers because I don't eat them, and then I hate cooking because I
Mm.
always can't eat what I like. Everything goes bad by the time I get to it. Like it's hard to grocery shop for me. And then so I eat Wendy's every day on the day to work. Like I go to Wendy's and I just get a burger and a fry and a drink, and that's like my routine. I go to Wendy's, I go to work, and that's my thing. So what would you say to a guy like me? Like, because
See,
clearly
it-
eating
it-
Wendy's is not making me slimmer. That's definitely not a thing.
Well, it's also not making your body feel very good.
That's true.
There's
There's no denying that. There's no denying that. But that's my thing.
I-
See, I don't like going grocery shopping and cooking because it's like I waste so much. I feel like it's hard.
I have an answer to this too, but
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
curious to hear
That's
what
fine.
her answer is.
Hey, you know what? John wants to play me. I'm down. Let's go.
All right.
I'll feel the fire.
I mean, okay, so I guess the biggest wrench you threw into my response is that you don't like leftovers. I love leftovers.
Man,
Um,
it's rough. Like pizza and spaghetti are the only two outside of that. No, because everyone likes cold pizza. Spaghetti's always heat upable. Like I feel like those two are like the easy constants.
Yeah. I just
Upable.
heat upable. I guess I
SAT
just
word for
Is
the
that
day.
not a word?
No.
Oh, I just made it. Fuck it.
it is now.
Heated would be the word.
Anyway, pressing on
Anyways,
to the topic at hand.
Continue with the
Jesus.
Billy's
Yeah,
diet
Jesus
plan.
Yeah, I
Christ,
know.
fuck me. But let's go.
So no, so it's just so that's hard because I love to cook large quantities and then for that purpose of the same thing. I don't want to cook every day. So I will cook large quantities of food on like whatever Sunday.
Meal plan.
Sort of, but I mean, I'm not picky. I mean, I'm a garbage disposal. Just put food in my mouth.
Oh,
So
We need a
that
goddamn
was
t-shirt
so
right now.
cheeky. I love that. Yes, we need a t-shirt. We need to make sure we clip. That needs to be a gift, like instantly. Oh my god. Anyway, keep going. Sorry. It was so good.
So I'm not picky because I know there are people that have their preferences. I've had friends the same way that they don't want to eat the same thing twice. I don't really care. I'll eat the same thing for 4 days in a row. So on like a Sunday, I'll make a giant pot of chili, or I'll make a giant pot of. I've been really big into egg roll in a bowl, or we'll prep every. Oh, it's so good. I'll make.
I just learned about that one last night.
Did you?
It looks really good.
So good.
Yes.
Is it like not an egg roll, like a wrapped egg roll, but like
No, just imagine everything inside of an egg
in a
roll
bowl
without the shell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That sounds tight as fuck.
Yeah. So yes, and that's my favorite because it's also really, really cost effective. Because I mean, a head of cabbage, onion, carrots, and like some ground pork and seasoning is so cheap, and you can make a giant pot of it. And seriously, both of us eat that for 4 days in a row for lunches. Like, it's so cheap to make, and there's so many vegetables in it. It's just good for you. You've got so much cabbage. Anyway.
Could you change it up though and throw like a little bit of chicken in or something? You know what I'm saying? Like
Go for it. Do whatever you want. Sometimes I'll throw some edamame in there. Sometimes I'll throw some broccoli in there. Sometimes I'll throw whatever in there. Whatever. The big thing is definitely use sesame oil. Sesame oil.
Sesame oil, is that the key? I always use canola oil.
Mm-hmm.
Canola oil is bad.
I thought that was good. I thought it was better than like olive or like virgin oil.
Other way around.
No,
yeah, other way around.
Other way around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change.
Use like your olive, or like we use avocado oil. Use whatever to like get the meat cooked and everying. But
avocado oil, I don't like guacamole. I can't do it.
Oh, it doesn't taste
no,
like
I'm just
avocados.
kidding, dude. I was a joke.
I'm gonna say, is Billy over here tasting olive oil?
No.
I'm going, man, that tastes like olives.
No, that's me
Billy,
later. That's me later.
Billy, I'm supposed to be the fat guy of this. Even I don't drink oil.
Hey,
what the hell's wrong with you?
No, that was just a play. But no, I'm super curious to hear what Chris has to say about this, because he said he had something to say.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
she
the same
basically
as
took
me.
the words right out of my mouth. And John will tell you, I've been doing this for the last 2 or 3 weeks now, ever since I did the potato thing that we talked about on the first episode. Dude, my Sundays are literally wake up, have my breakfast, have my coffee, watch a show for an hour. All right, I'm going to go cook my breakfast for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. My breakfast for the week are done. I'll take a break, watch a show for a little bit, play a game for a little bit. All right, I'm going to go cook my half of my dinners for the week.
Mm-hmm.
That's done. All right, cool. Go take a break, go watch a show, go play a game, whatever. Come back. All right, here's my other half. I do 2 dinners and I rotate them out.
Okay.
One does 3 days, one does 2 days. And then by the time Friday hits, I go back to the grocery store. I get what I want for the weekend.
Yep.
So
How much do you usually spend, Chris? Just out of curiosity, because I always hate this argument for why no one wants to eat healthy.
So okay, so
Yeah, I do too.
it's a double-edged sword though, because yes, eating quote unquote healthier can be more expensive in certain respects depending on what you buy. But if like okay, so one of my meals for this week, I decided I was gonna have steak and these low carb biscuits. My mom sent me a recipe for. I literally bought one steak for $7. I'm going to cut it up into 3 sections, cook it, put it in my meal prep things, make up those biscuits, put 2 of them in there, and boom. So I bought an $8 steak, and it's going to feed me 3 times. I bought a $6 pork steak that's going to feed me twice. With leftover broccoli I have from last week's meal, and then those biscuits, all it takes is cheese and egg and seasoning. Done.
So
nice.
I'm done cooking. I'm done cooking in like 2 hours tops.
But just a steak? What else do you have with it?
Steak and biscuits.
Steak and biscuits. That's it.
There was veggies on another night.
Man.
Yeah.
I got broccoli on the other night.
Okay.
And then during the daytime when I'm at work, my lunch at work is pineapple, fresh cut. Go out, buy a whole fucking pineapple and cut it up. That's my lunch every day.
So let's throw this to John, because John, you started the potato diet but didn't finish it, and I'm curious as to what happened.
Okay,
Because I mean, on the one episode, you said you were going to update us with your diet, right? But it was like when we were talking about the potato diet. So I'm just curious. That's all.
Okay. So I did the potato diet for what was it, 2 or 3 days?
About a day and a half, 2 days.
Yeah, and I would. Well, here's the thing. I was hurting. Like it wasn't even like hunger pains. It was like I could feel like my kidneys like hurting. I was like, dude, I'm not getting what I need. So I said, okay, to hell with the potato diet. I decided to do Alton Brown's four square diet. If you don't know what it is, I'll look it up. We don't have enough time to discuss what that is. But and also start portioning out meals. And what I found out is I eat less than I need to. I consume less calories, and I've lost about 18 pounds right now.
Holy, nicely done.
That's good. That's a good number. That's a good number. Yeah, I think something that like is overlooked when dieting is so we always think about what we consume when it comes to dieting, right? But I always feel like one of the biggest things that's like never talked about is portion size. It's about like the amount you eat every time you eat. Like that's like huge. Because when I sit down and eat, I like eat like there's no tomorrow, but it shouldn't be like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like what fills me up and what like makes me want to get to the point of so full I want to throw up are two different things.
Well, the idea of portions has really become skewed, especially with how much we eat out at restaurants now.
Right.
Because restaurants need to make you feel like you're getting your value and you're getting your money's worth.
That is
so
true.
they're
Right,
not.
The
They're not
sizes are massive.
Exactly. They're not giving you one portion of food. They're giving you multiple portions of food, which you're like, heck yes, this must be one portion, and you devour the whole thing. But you should actually be splitting that meal. I mean, you'll have dietitians or whoever, like you'll see the advice out there that's when your plate shows up, immediately ask for a takeaway bag and immediately split your meal. Because the thing is, you're also psychologically wired to eat what's in front of you. So you basically just need to portion it off right away, put it into a doggy bag immediately, and then
doggy bag. A to-go box. Welcome to America.
a takeaway carton, whatever.
A takeaway cart. Oh my goodness.
Whatever you want to call it, wherever
so
you're
nice.
from.
Love it.
Listen, Florida man. Not everyone's insane.
She's not
all right.
tainted yet.
Never come to America. Stay up there where you're safe.
Okay, real quick question. Is it a
Don't worry,
grocery
I
cart
come
or is it a buggy?
It's a cart.
It's a cart. Thank you.
Okay.
God, I love Canadians. Okay, good. All right. It's not a buggy. That's stupid. Buggies have motors on them. We're done with this conversation. Moving on.
Listen, here in the South, we like to call them
It ain't a
buggies,
buggy.
all right? Because it sounds funny. It sounds funny.
Or
all right?
it's a trolley if you're more
See,
British.
trolley, that's British.
inspired.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
European for sure.
Yep. Every
Yeah.
now and again, I'll say
I heard trolley a
I'll
lot when
slip
I
out
was
of
in
trolley.
England.
But yeah, I just cutting down on my portions. And a lot of people may say, well, like, 18 pounds isn't that much. Yeah, it is. It's a lot.
That's a lot because you're only
Yeah.
like a nutritionist, or when they get into the science of it all, you're supposed to lose like 2 pounds a month healthily, but there are things that can change that to where it's like, okay, like, right? Like, isn't that what they say? Like, isn't it like the universal average is like 2 pounds a month is what you're supposed to lose on a diet?
It's something like that. I thought it was like a pound a week or something.
Pound a week?
Yeah, it's about a pound a week. It
Yeah.
also
Oh,
depends on
okay.
your
Yeah,
metabolism.
Yeah,
and
there's
what
so
part of the
many
country you're in
factors.
and
Yeah.
everything.
4 pounds a month. That was
Yeah.
close
So
enough.
many
That was close.
factors.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, but 18 pounds. I mean, yeah, and everyone's scenario is different, though. Everyone's scenario is different.
Well, 18 pounds is the difference between huffing and puffing once you climb the stairs to your bedroom and being okay. 18 pounds is the difference between like breathing heavy when you wake up in the morning because you've had like a ton of weight on your chest, and now waking up feeling refreshed. Like because that's what I dealt with. I was getting to the point where I was like, God, I need to stop acting like everything I eat's good. That's the reason why I cut out processed food, which that's the biggest thing. I think if you cut out processed food, Billy, you would lose probably about 10 pounds.
Dude, I agree.
Easy.
That's the crazy thing.
So don't go to Wendy's every
Dude,
damn day.
I'm telling you, man, it's a convenience factor, and it's just I hate cooking. I hate cooking.
Look,
Like,
I've
that's
been
my
there.
thing.
I know exactly where you're
Yeah,
coming from.
like,
John will tell you everything I ate for the last 3 years came out of a fucking microwave. Now the difference is that everything I eat comes out of a microwave, but I cooked it 2 days ahead of time.
That's different,
Yeah.
though.
So I can
That's
so I can
different.
still feel the convenience.
Meal prepping is legitimately dope. I know a lot of people that meal prep I've been around in my whole life because when you're in the military and you on a flight line and you out there putting jets in the air, you ain't got time to take a break and eat food. So you got to have whatever it is, basically an MRE, but an MRE you made, and you got to be able to consume that on the spot at the time in which you were able to consume it. So I totally
don't ever want to taste a homemade Billy MRE.
I never did
thank you.
that.
No.
I just starved, and I waited until I got off work. But a lot of dudes did meal prep because even like they did like a very popular chicken and rice with like a vegetable, maybe like kind of thing. Like they would meal prep, you know, like that. Like they would cook like 5 chicken, you know, chicken breasts or whatever, you know, heat up some rice and some vegetables, and then they would have that for the week, and then that would be their lunch. And then they would meal prep that way. And then even if they couldn't get to a microwave or whatever, even cold, I mean, fuck it. I mean, I got to eat it. And it was fine. And they could just, you know, scarf it down to just be, you know, healthy and eat at a normal human hour.
Do you have a crock pot?
I don't. God, you know how many times I've been told to get a crock pot? I should fucking invest in a crock pot company.
Well, they're not.
You lived in the
so
South
cheap.
for so long. How do you not have a crock
Because
pot?
I just don't buy. I don't know. I just don't buy one. Everyone since
they're like
the beginning of time has
$25.
told me to get a crock pot. I just don't get one. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I should have a crock pot.
I mean, it's just one of those
It's
things. Like that's
$25.
yeah, like that's
I
probably like one of the
know.
easiest things. Like if you
No, you're
don't
right.
like cooking, it's the easiest thing. Like even if it is seriously just chicken, rice, and vegetables, like honestly, throwing chicken breast into the crock pot, letting them cook for however long, you can season them differently every single week, so it doesn't feel like you're repeating
Fine,
it.
I'll get a crock pot. I'll just get
Rice,
Get it.
you make
I get
one
it.
pot
I
of
don't
rice.
have one.
Thank you, Billy. I appreciate that because I worry about you, man. Because you used to be the skinny fuck, and now you're.
I'm
like,
still the skinny
it's
fuck
like what
fuckers. I'm skinnier than all y'all bitches. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know anymore. I think Chris might have
There's
you
no
beat.
way.
Yeah, dude,
I
I've
won.
dropped
You know what?
27. I've dropped 27, 28 pounds in the last
Nice.
3 weeks.
Nice.
All right, if Chris is beating me, we might have a problem.
Because it was
I'll
like
come
I
out
was
and say it, Billy. I'm down to 190.
Oh shit. Okay, I lose. Yeah, I need to go on a diet.
I started at
I'm
220.
at 210.
Well,
But
Well,
yeah,
don't
I'm
go on a
6'2",
diet.
brother. Where you at?
5'11"?
Damn, you're not really that far off. I thought you were shorter than that. You're
Exactly.
shorter than that.
Wow.
I think you're like
Fuck
5'9",
you too.
5'10". I was thinking 5'9".
Wow. Fuck
But
you
that's
too.
dope. Okay.
And yeah, and like John just said, like don't go on a diet. Just change your
I don't
habits.
see. To be honest, I don't feel like I need to go on a diet. I just need to eat natural food
better.
that I cook, and I could totally lose weight.
Yeah.
Like regularly, if I ate just cooked food that I cooked, because I love vegetables. Like I'm not like John, where I just hate the healthy shit. I actually like the healthy
All right,
shit.
listen
I just
here.
don't know how to
Listen,
eat
hold
it.
on. Time out. I will let you know right now. I have General Tso's chicken with cauliflower rice coming my way for the next week, so you can officially suck my taint. All right.
Cauliflower rice.
Pause.
Hold
that
on,
thought.
dude.
Yeah, actually, cauliflower fried rice is really fucking good.
It
Don't
is
dash
really
it.
fucking
It's
good.
awesome.
I love it.
John, I will dash your hopes and dreams for a second because before all this, it was peas, and
Yeah.
peas.
No, I 100%
And
agree with
for
you.
a change of pace, it was
I will
peas.
eat any vegetable on the planet minus a lima bean. I cannot stand lima beans. I refuse to eat them. They're gross. I might as well I would rather eat a stick of chalk.
It's fine. You have like 75
hate-
other beans to pick from.
Yeah,
You're
no,
fine.
yeah. I hate lima beans. That's the only thing. That's like that's my level of pickiness. Because broccoli, dude, I will eat broccoli like there's no. Like, give me a buffet line of broccoli.
Well,
I'm
then it's
down.
great. And you know what you do? You go to the grocery store when like stewing beef is on sale or whatever beef is on sale. You stale. It's on sale. Maybe because it's
I
stale.
would say, I hope it's not on sale.
It's on sale because it's stale. And then you go home and you make beef and broccoli. Like that.
Right. See what I'm saying? See, I'm not picky when it comes to eating. I just hate cooking. That's the kicker. I could eat anything on the planet. I just got to actually cook.
We'll start to like cooking.
But as you start to make it and you start to appreciate just the art of it and then
Well-
just tasting your own creation.
One thing that I found was really dope in Colorado, but it had to end abruptly because of my situation there, I really liked. I started with HelloFresh, and then I switched to another company that's I can't remember the name off the top of my head. They were a little cheaper, but a little kind of not so popular. But like they give me food that I have to cook, but it's portionalized, and I like that. But I definitely overpay. I mean, that's going to be a given. Obviously, you're going to pay way more.
You're paying for convenience.
Yeah, you're paying for convenience. But that shit actually worked, and I actually lost weight off that. And what do you guys think about that? Like, do you guys like those things, or?
I think it's an overpriced marketing scam.
Yeah.
I understand the convenience of it. I understand, hey, here's a meal perfectly proportioned, so you can't screw it up. You won't have any excess to worry about to throw away, except for all this packaging that we just sent it in that's totally not recyclable, by the way.
Yeah.
A bunch of them are getting hit on that. Just saying.
They are really under scrutiny for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, seriously. But I'll tell you what, dude, a lot of grocery stores, like the one down the street from us right now, have started selling those same kits right there in the store. So you don't have to order them and pay all those ridiculous fees and have the stupid packaging. You go down to the store, there's 4 or 5 different flavors of kits with shit you can eat right there. Perfect. Done. And it's way cheaper and it's the same exact stuff.
So go to your Ralph's is what we're trying to say.
No, I feel you. Okay. Hey, this has been a good talk. I love talking about how Billy should be healthier. This is great. I was not expecting this tonight. Just throwing that out there.
Or then I don't know if you have
how unhealthy I am. I was not ready for that.
If you have like Costco memberships or anything, if you just go grab a roasted chicken.
Listen, I don't. I'm not.
Because
you need to understand where I live. I can't go to those things because it's like going to Japan.
All right, well, I'm just saying. Like if it's an option,
you understand what I live in Seattle.
If it's an option, it's an option.
Yeah. Do I want to buy groceries in 100,000 people though? No,
yes,
I don't.
Yes,
I'm not going to Costco.
You don't, and I get that. But you actually have less of an excuse being in Seattle because there's probably as many Whole Foods there as we in the South have McDonald's around here. So you don't really have an excuse.
Yeah, I want to argue so bad.
but you can't, and you know I'm right.
That's a good play. I hate you.
You're welcome.
No, that's a good point.
On another note, and then I don't know if any of you else do this too. Make a lot of food, yes, but then also I make a ton with the intent of freezing it all as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We don't do the freezing thing. At least me and Jesse don't.
It's
Chris might.
I'll do it with beef. Like if I make up a bunch of ground beef, 2-3 pounds, portion it out into 1 pound bags, throw it in the freezer, pull it out as I need it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'll go right down to I'll make big pots of chili. I'll make pasta sauce. Certain foods obviously freeze better than others, so like different types of stews
what kind of sauce?
Or whatever. I'll just.
I knew it.
Am I the only one? Come on.
No, I picked up on it too, but I was gonna let it slide.
I'm sorry, I could. What kind of sauce?
She said pasta sauce.
I said pasta. Pasta.
You said pasta. You said pasta. We're going to have to roll them clips back. You said pasta.
We keep saying Canadians are the nicest people. Billy is going to make sure no Canadians ever come to America ever again.
What? Don't put that omen on me.
His
job.
What?
No, it's not. Stop saying that.
You keep shitting on him.
What? I'm not shitting on him, dude. I am just identifying the difference. That is it. Okay? And I'm not even
so you're pointing out someone's flaws,
I'm
Billy?
not even saying that I disliked it. I thought it was hilarious. Dude, I listen to Leonard Kenny like it's fucking religion, okay? And that shit is funny. Wow.
Yeah,
it is so funny. I have no disagreement. I don't understand 3/4 of what comes out of their fucking mouth, but it's okay. I like it.
Anyways,
don't.
We all speak with a slightly different accent, so I mean it's fine.
don't tell him that he's from Florida. They don't do really that much research there.
To be honest,
just,
she kind of sounds like someone from Wisconsin. Like she doesn't really have like a strong Canadian, but she has like a northern accent. That's how I feel.
Well, I am in Southern Ontario, so it's.
Yeah, she's basically American.
It's pretty close. Okay. Yeah.
Because I feel like I've talked to people from like Wisconsin and Michigan that like kind of have like a similar kind of accent.
Yeah, it's pretty butchered.
Okay. Vic, I want to blow both their minds here because we actually talked about this on stream.
Okay.
How's it feel to be the daughter of immigrants? Because your parents came from Poland. Mm-hmm. They left in what 1987?
Early 80s.
Early 80s.
Yeah.
When they were having like a lot of their problems over in the Eastern European area.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually, like her parents, like their first couple of years, like her first language was Polish.
It was.
That's up there. Okay. Very
So
tough
like,
language.
so how's it feel? How's it feel to be a child of an immigrant? Like, do you feel like things are way different for you? Were way different for you when you were growing up, or do you feel like you're just like one of the other kids?
I don't know if that's going to be. This is going to be probably very much inspired by the differences of where we live. Even I don't feel like it was ever a thing for me here, because there are so many kids or families or anybody who are children of immigrants here. It feels a little bit more like the norm than not. So it was never really an issue for me. My parents came over here separately. They actually met here. They came each for their own reason from different parts of Poland. My dad was just a free spirit and just wanted to do something different, so he came over. And then my mom was very much looking to escape the communist lifestyle and other things in her home country. So they moved here.
Because Poland was pretty fucked up during that time.
Yeah, it was definitely not.
Like if you want to do some cool research, look up Poland early 80s and see the reason why people were leaving in droves. It wasn't just communism; it was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's not really anything to like get into. I mean, it's like family stuff and all sorts of things, right? So
Right.
But like, yeah, like, and I know I had told you briefly, like the stories my mom has of, waiting in lines just to get basic groceries and stuff because you have to get your rations, and it's just wild. Very different experience. So they moved here like most people do for a different experience, for a better life and better opportunity and yada, yada, yada. Polish was the first language I learned because my parents still very much spoke it at home. And it wasn't until I was about 4 that I started making a lot of...
That was a boot there, right there. I just heard a boot. I heard it. It was close.
God, damn it,
sorry.
Billy, let it go.
Help
Continue, Vic.
Keep going.
Continue, Vic.
I love it.
That, like when I started making friends with a lot of the kids in the neighborhood and stuff, because we had just moved, that I started speaking English because I was starting to pick it up from the kids. So I guess my mom tells me I started speaking a hybrid. So I would speak sentences half in English, half in Polish, and the kids were apparently looking at me like I had 3 eyes because I was like, what are you talking about?
Mommy, she's saying weird words.
I mean, it kind of followed me into school too, because it's just like certain things that you say, right?
Well, what certain things would like come out of you?
Like there's only like one example that still sticks with me to this day. I was like in grade 1 and I needed a Band-Aid, and instead of a bandage or Band-Aid, because I mean everyone just says the brand name, it's plaster in Poland. So I was like, I went up to the teacher and I was like, oh, I need a plaster. And she's like, what? Like, what do you...
You got some construction?
Yeah, she's like, what? She's just looking at me and I'm just repeating it because I don't know what the problem is. I'm like, I need a plaster, like trying now to show her like the cut on my hand. And she's like, oh, you need a Band-Aid. But like, she was just so like rude about it. And which is probably why it still sticks with me to this day.
That's funny.
And
I mean, that was kind of a bitchy thing to do.
Yeah. Like you're 7 years
like,
old.
No, it's Band-Aid. Like, you live in Canada, all right? Get with the program. Like, see, because even in America, like everyone wants, we have a huge immigration. Well, not even an immigration problem. We have a huge immigrant problem, and it's not because we have immigrants. It's because of the way people look at immigrants. And I always find it really interesting when I find somebody who's like, yeah, I wasn't like my parents came here, and I'm the byproduct of them coming here. Like, they left a really shitty situation. They were seeking asylum. I always find it so weird. It's so interesting at the same time. It's like, wow, like me as white bread American cannot even like come close to even experiencing that. I've pretty much lived in the same area I've lived my entire life. And just to be able to like be like, yeah, my parents came from a completely different country, didn't even speak the native language, and they made it. So So it's always kind of weird to me. It's interesting.
So
I can get sort of close to that only because both my great grandparents emigrated from Poland to escape the Holocaust.
Oh.
But that's like
That's
2 or
cool.
3 steps
Yeah.
back, obviously.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
That's still
I mean, my ancestors left because there was a potato famine.
So to synopsis that one. So how many languages do you speak? Do you speak French?
un petit peu.
She does. Okay, so
That's a yes.
So
That's
how many
like
languages
very,
do you
very,
speak?
very little.
So how many languages do you speak, and which one is your favorite?
Oh my gosh, honestly, no. Like I really just speak English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Like once I
fine.
started transitioning from Polish to English, I was in a very non-traditional Polish family. It was much more common. It felt like that Polish families insisted the kids kept the Polish language. My parents were more like, no. Like we came here specifically for this. Like we're here for this opportunity. Like completely throw yourself into like this culture and this world. So they weren't sticklers about me maintaining the Polish language. I understood it. Now I'm going to be super rusty because I haven't lived with them for a long time. But I understood it clearly. If they spoke Polish, I knew what they were saying. No problem. I just couldn't respond.
I got you.
French, I mean, yeah, I learned entirely through school, and I have had a lot of exposure to it as a result of work because
That's
so
what
much
we're
stuff is
told.
bilingual. Yeah. But I same kind of thing. Like I can roughly understand it when it's spoken. I can read it and kind of figure out what's going on, but I know like fluently, I'm only fluent in English.
I've got a little bit of Yiddish. Does that count for anything?
Absolutely.
Yiddish. That's all I got.
Damn.
I can swear in Yiddish, and that's all I've got.
I was
sorry.
about to say
I
you can say like
Yeah,
3
you're
words.
basically
exactly,
what
that's all
your
I
Yiddish
got.
is my Spanish. I like it.
There you go. Man, wow. I didn't even realize how much time had gone by on this. This has been
Yeah,
a super
super good.
super crazy, awesome conversation. So I'm gonna give you a spotlight here right at the end, Vic. Thank you so
Oh.
much for joining us. This has been a hell of a show.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely
I could
fantastic.
very much imagine us having you back
Yes.
once again.
No, it's been
So
fun.
I'm gonna give you the spotlight here at the end. Tell the people where they can find you, all your platforms, all your handles, what they can expect to see on your streams. This end segment is just for you.
Oh my goodness. I should probably have
Feel the spotlight.
I should probably feel the spotlight and have my
It's on.
spiel practiced and ironed out, which I
My
don't.
sound effect.
You can.
This is the real reason I brought you on. I wanted you to start practicing this for when you get bigger.
Oh. You can find me on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, usually around 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm just Guiltless Gaming on Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter. Unfortunately, somebody had the Guiltless Gaming handle, so it's backwards. It's Gaming Guiltless on Twitter. But that's pretty much it. I'm keeping it really simple and really, really clean with my media. So that's it. That's where you can find me.
Guiltless, guilt, like guilt,
Guiltless
like when you feel
gaming.
guilty.
Guilty,
Guiltless
but not.
gaming. Go check her out.
Guiltless Gaming.
She's guiltless because she bikes. You're guilty
Exactly.
because you eat Wendy's every day. And that's how we get to end this. Another shot at Billy right at the end.
Wow.
Had to get it in. Vic, thanks so much for being here. This was awesome. We
Oh,
look
thank you
forward
so
to having
much.
you again. Guys, make sure you go and check out her stream. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. This has been the Anarchy Arena Podcast, and we will see you in the next episode. I know. I just had to get that one last shot in at the end against Billy, didn't I? Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the podcast, episode 4, How to Game Guiltlessly, which, of course, featured none other than Vic at Guiltless Gaming. Guys, make sure you go and give her a follow on Twitch. Check out her channel and see what she's all about. This was a super fun conversation. I'm really glad we did this. And as we said before, we plan on having her back on. Make sure you check her out. And, of course, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to tweet any of us here at the cast. All of our social medias are in the description, or you can email us any questions you have at anarchyarenapodcast@gmail.com. See you in the next episode.